Procrastination needs no explanation. The answer to should you do something difficult and energy intensive is no. So your default position can easily be, no, I'm not going to do that difficult and intensive thing. Let's say you want to motivate a rat. Okay, so first of all, you make him hungry, and he'll work for food. So then maybe you have him learn this maze. He has to run the maze to get the food reward. And so he runs it a few times. He knows there's food there. So you put him at the beginning of the maze and you let him go. And then you watch how fast he goes to the maze. Now, there's a couple of ways you can measure his motivation. You can attach him to a spring and have him pull against the spring, and then you get some estimate of how much work he's willing to put in to go down the maze, or you can time him. Okay, so now imagine you got your hungry rat and you let him go at the beginning of the maze, and he zooms up to get the food, and he's moving at like 10 miles an hour. But now you do something different. You put him in the same place, but as well as him being hungry and going after the food, you waft in a little bit of cat odor.
Danger.
Now, yeah. Rats hate cats. They can't stand them. Even if they've never met a cat, they can't tolerate the odor. It really terrifies them. And so that rat will run towards that food much faster than he will if he's just hungry. And so, like, if you want to run towards something that you want, it's really useful to be running away from something you truly don't want. You need to know where you could end up if things went wrong, because then you're motivated by fear to move forward. If you're not motivated by fear to move forward, then your fear's in front of you stopping you. Because you might think, oh my God, I can't take the risks necessary to attain these goals. What if something goes wrong? Well, it's like, yeah, well then you're frozen. But if you think, no, wait a second, there's risks to proceeding, but nothing compared to the risks of failing. So then the fear is behind you, pushing you forward. That's so you need a vision of hell. It's like, okay, what's your personal vision of hell? You let your life fall apart because of your own stupidity and your own blindness. It's like you're the worst place you could be in 5 years. That's what we ask people to write about.
I've always wondered about procrastination in myself. Like, why am I like that every now and then?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, look, procrastination needs no explanation. The answer to should you do something difficult and energy intensive is no. Because it's difficult and it's energy intensive, right? So there actually has to be your default position can easily be, no, I'm not going to do that difficult and intensive thing. There should be some internal resistance to doing that because it's costly. Okay, well, but then you think, well, wait a second, there are conditions under which investing in something intensive and energy demanding is appropriate. Well, yeah, but you got to specify the conditions. Like, why should you listen to yourself? You could think about it this way. Why should you listen to yourself if you're an idiot? You know what I mean? If you don't have a plan, your body's thinking, no, I'm just going to sit here and take it easy because who knows when the next antelope is going to come along so I can kill it. I'm just going to lie here like a lion and wait. Yeah. It's like, no, you need a reason that that's a bad idea. You know, because your deeper self might be saying, well, you want me to get up and do something. What makes you think I can trust you? You know, you're not just running down some blind alley. And then the goal setting too, like I would think about it more like, it's more like the development of a vision. It's a better way of thinking about it, I think. Because goals, it's a bit narrow in a sense. The idea is that you can have a vision of the future and a counter vision. And that you, not only can you have it, you need that. Without that, you won't move forward against your procrastination. And you need real reasons, and terror is a good one. Terror is great, man. To lay out a vision of yourself as a weak failure 5 years down the road should be sufficient, and to really think through what that means, right? You're sick of yourself, you're bitter, you're resentful, you're angry, you're physically ill, you're depressed, you're anxious, you're hopeless, you know, and you're of no use to anyone. And so you're also making not just yourself miserable, but that you're actively setting out to make the people around you miserable because you're so angry, and you're not good for them. It's like, then you think that through. Is that the way that I want to live my life? Minute to minute, hour to hour, day to day. It's like, hopefully, if you really think that through and you allow yourself to feel it, then you think, no, how about we don't do that? That sounds like a bad idea. We'll just not go there.